you came in, you saw my name on the marquee just outside. You knew what the name implied. I'm not December bride. As you can see, you figured here's the chance to hear the things you'd like to say. The things you'd never say. Well, not here anyway. So settle back, relax a bit, and let me bend your ear. Why I tell you who I am and why I'm here. I'm saucy Sylvia, slightly risque, but that's okay. We're all grown-ups, aren't we? Well, aren't we? I'm not so sure about you, sir. I'm saucy Sylvia, telling you tales of oversexed males, oversized females, living bras, illusion-giving bras. I'm not so sure about you. I'll solve all your problems regarding matters sexual, though I'm no intellectual, that's true. And if he's quite small and thinks that it's deplorable, well, tell him it's adorable, and that will see him through. I'm saucy Sylvia, nothing but class, singing my ass-cap songs. And you'll be glad that you were bad with saucy Sylvia all night long. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you like animal stories. Most people do. My favorite story is about the three bears. The papa bear came downstairs and he said, "Who's been eating my porridge? Who's been eating my porridge?" And then the baby bear came downstairs and he said, "Who's been eating my porridge? Who's been eating my porridge?" And then the mama bear came downstairs and she said, "Bitch, bitch, bitch, I haven't even made the porridge yet." If you like further of those stories, ladies and gentlemen, I think one of the cutest ones is about the two angleworms that were crawling along the ground. And one angleworm said to the other angleworm, after they had run into a caterpillar, one angleworm said to the other angleworm, "I wonder what that bitch did to get that fur coat." And if you like parrot stories, this is one of the cutest. This is about the drunken woman that falls into the bar, and she's got this parrot on her finger. And she says, "Anybody that can guess the weight of this parrot can go to bed with me." And some drunk sitting at the bar says, 75 pounds. She says, "That's close enough. Come on." And I would like to tell you the definition of happiness. Happiness is discovering your wife needs a bigger bra. Happiness is discovering for the first time that you can do it the second. Happiness is your mother-in-law's Maj group being picked up on a narcotics charge. Happiness is a $500 call girl giving you for reference. Happiness is discovering your babysitter is Lolita. Happiness is Bobby Kennedy writing a book on birth control. Happiness is your best friend marrying a nymphomaniac who owns a liquor store. And finally, happiness is your brother-in-law who doesn't drink or smoke and gets gonorrhea. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, you know that lately the trend has been towards spy and undercover agents. For instance, James Bond as the rough and tumble Sean Connery, who makes his way through the underworld by working undercovers. I mean undercover. And then there's Robert Vaughn as the man from U.N.C.L.E., who runs around the world with a kid with long blonde hair, who in reality is the son of Lady Clairol. But only his hairdresser knows that. But not since Mata Hari has there been a lady spy. Therefore, coming to your theater very soon, yours truly, Janie Bond, starring in The Woman from Auntie. I'm known as Agent Janie Bond, a name of which I've grown quite fond. I've had it embroidered on all of my panties. Just look me up, I'm the woman from Andy. I'm Agent 0069. I'm Agent 0069. I'm an undercover lover, 'cause undercover's where I shine. The only weapons I possess are hidden here beneath my dress. I wear a bra, size 43, holds 2 big revolvers, the rest is me. I drive a car with plenty of class. It uses Jim Beam instead of gas. The seats fold down under strain and stress, so there's plenty of headroom in that horizontal express. I had a case in Pakistan in which I captured a most wanted man. I tore off his coat, and when I opened his vest, there staring at me was a very womanly chest. Is that all you, I asked, in an envious way? He just nodded yes as his clothes fell away. It wasn't a he, but a she in disguise, and there was 0068 crossed both of her thighs. I'm Agent 0069. I'm Agent 0069. I'm an undercover lover, 'cause undercover's where I shine. My earrings hold tear gas, my comb is a knife. I wear poison lipstick to take my own life. But the item that's been most effective for me is something I won't let just any man see. I use it so often to capture my man. They try to resist it, but none of them can. I press it against them, and that's when they melt from the icy cold locks on my chastity belt. I'm Agent 0069. I'm Agent 0069. I'm an undercover lover, 'cause undercover's where I shine. Let's talk to a few people, ladies and gentlemen. I do want to say that since I've been on tour, this is my first tour for national recognition, that some of the greatest material that I get comes right from the audience, right from you people. I've been all around this country, and would you believe, June, that I was a teacher? I really was. Most people don't believe that. I tell you, my mother would flip if she knew I was doing this. She thinks I'm a call girl in Ann Arbor. I was asking you if you switch out there where you live, Gloria, because I've often thought that if you'd rather switch than fight, because it's what's up front that counts. And I always get very amazed when I hear a beautiful woman say, I've tried everything and I still prefer a camel. This fella met a girl on the street. He said, would you like to play a game called Cigarette? And she said, how do you play that? He said, well, do you want to walk the mile or do you want to satisfy? She said, well, that depends whether it's regular or king size. And he said, well, it's filter tip. And by the way, this is National Sex Week, and all the girls that gave at the office do not have to give it home. Like that, you? Bill, you have 8 children, Bill? Oh, you are a sex maniac, you. Well, I have advice for you. Next time you wake up, get up. All right, is that good? All right, let me give you some of the things that have come in. Someone sent this up to me. Have you heard about Skinner, who took his gal to dinner? Along about 9, after cocktails and wine, it was in her, the dinner, not Skinner. Skinner was in her before dinner. Here's another one that came up to me when I was in Indianapolis. A toast. Here's to it, and from it, and to it again. And if you don't do it when you get to it, may you never get to it to do it again. The birds do it, the bees do it. My mama told me not to do it. But I'll tell you what I will do. I'll lie still while you do it. Don't you like those poems? Do you like little nursery rhymes, things like, the farmer in the dell is getting mad as hell. His daughter gives away for free what she's supposed to sell. Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to get her poor dog a bone. When she bent over, Rover took over. Rover had a bone of his own. Little Miss Muffet sat on the tuffet eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider and sat down beside her and said, "What's in the bowl, bitch?" And I don't know whether you've seen this commercial. Have you seen this commercial? I picked it up when I was working out in Phoenix, Arizona. Maybe you have seen it, where the girl comes out in her negligee and the fellow is shaving, and she says, "Good morning, Mr. Gray." He says, "Good morning, Mrs. Gray." And she says, "Gee, I love my new name." And he says, "Don't get too used to it, Toots. Checkout time's in a half hour." Oh, this is really amazing. This came up to me. Young girl runs in and says, Mother, I'm pregnant." The mother said, "Who's the father?" The girl says, "I don't know. You wouldn't let me go steady." Someone sent this up. There was a young girl from St. Paul who went to a birth control ball. She bought all the devices at ridiculous prices and nobody asked her at all. I keep my arms wide open all the time. I keep myself quite willing all the time. I keep my pants up with the piece of twine. Because you're mine, unwind the twine. One animal has the shortest sex life, a frog. One jump and he croaks. Am I a people? Am I a people? No, you're a chicken. Do chicken come from people? No, chicken come from eggs. Are eggs born? No, eggs are laid. Are all people laid? No, some people are chicken. And you know, we tell the ages of women geographically. From 15 to 25, they're like Africa, half explored and half unexplored. And from 25 to 35, they're like Asia, hot, torrid, and mysterious. And from 35 to 45, they're like America, streamlined, efficient, and cooperative. And from 45 to 55, they're like Europe, devastated but still good. And after 55, they're like Australia. Everybody knows where it is, but nobody ever goes there. And I think this is one of the cutest things I've ever seen. This was sent up to me in Minneapolis, and it's what we call an expense statement, and here it is. Ad for female stenographer, $1. Violets for new stenographer, $1.50. Week's salary for new stenographer, $45. Roses for stenographer, $5. Candy for wife, 90 cents. Lunch for stenographer, $7. Week's salary for stenographer, $60. Movie tickets for wife and self, $1.20. Theater tickets for steno and self, $16. Ice cream sundae for wife, 30 cents. Mary's salary, $75. Champagne and dinner for Mary and self, $32.50. Doctor for stupid stenographer, $375. Mink stove for wife, $1,700. Ad for male stenographer, $1.50. Is that cute? Is that true? She was poor, but she was honest. Victim of a rich man's whim, but he promised to be faithful, so she had a child by him. Now he sits in legislature, making laws for all mankind, while she walks the streets of Brisbane, selling chunks of her behind. Isn't that touching? That is really very touching. Well, you know, I made some records, ladies and gentlemen. The first one that I recorded was Take Your Love and Shove It Up Your Heart, which I recorded on the other side of How Can I Love You If You Don't Lay Down? Then I recorded The Things We Did Last Summer I've Been Taking Shots For All Winter Long. On the other side of that, I recorded I don't want a mansion in the valley, I just want a shack up on the hill. Finally, I recorded I've got the son in the morning and the dad at night. Now this town is full of guys who think they're mighty wise just because they know a thing or two. You can see them every day going up and down Broadway, telling of the lovers they all knew. Now there's conmen and boosters, cardmen and crap shooters. They congregate around the metropole. They wear fancy ties and collars. Oh, but where they get their dollars, let me tell you, they've all got an ace down in the hole. Some of them write to the old folks for coin. That's their old ace in the hole. While others have girls on the old tenderloin, that's their old ace in the hole. Now they'll tell you of the trips that they are going to make from Florida up to the old North Pole. But I said their names would be mud like a chump playing stud if they lost their ace in the hole. If they lost their old ace in the hole. Some of them write to the old folks for coin. That's their old ace in the hole. While others have girls on the old tenderloin, that's their old ace in the hole. Now they'll tell you of the trips that they are gonna make from Florida up to the old North Pole. But I said their names would be mud like a chump playing stud if they lost their old ace in the hole. If they lost their old ace in the hole.